Out the Blue started in 1994, and it was basically a few young people at the time came back to Edinburgh, where they were from having travelled in Europe, and they found out that despite Edinburgh being the festival city, there was very few spaces that artists could work from. So they set about doing something about it, and they were basically had a social entrepreneurial approach before such a thing existed. They went about finding a space where they could work with other people to create studio space. So after an initial couple of years in a shop front in the centre of Edinburgh, they found an old bus garage which was sitting empty in New Street, which is just up by the council, where the council headquarters is now. And they carved out space, and they did a deal with the property developer to have a couple of years in the old bus garage, and during that time they created studios and exhibition space, and the legendary Bongo Club was born there in 1996. It could have all just been a glorious experiment that could have been all over in a few years, but they really created something that drew people in. They had an educational ethos right from the start and started running projects with homeless young people and doing exchanges to different areas of the world. In fact, they went to South Africa, did an exchange with a South African township. So there was all manner of creative projects going on with an educational element, but also with a performance element. The Bongo Club, a lot of the musicians who were based at New Street ended up performing at the Bongo Club. And so it was just something which was glorious right from the start. It just created all this activity, and as I say, it could have all come to an end, but the young people had determination to make it work. They didn't have the money to make it work, and the finances were very dodgy, particularly in the early days. But we managed to get some grants together, we were trading right from the start. We were letting space to artists. We were running a club where people paid to get in, and we had a bar and a cafe. So when I started in 1999, the challenge was to find somewhere else for Out of the Blue to move to, and that was quite a challenge because, again, as I say, the Edinburgh property market makes it very difficult to find space that's usable and affordable. So we were fortunate enough to manage to get some funding together to help with that process from the Scottish Arts Council at the time, which was pretty crucial actually, that there was that acknowledgement of what we were doing was important and valuable for Edinburgh, and that for a grassroots organisation that had just grown up from people's own somewhat anarchic activity, it was pretty crucial that we managed to persuade people that we weren't going away and we were something that Edinburgh needed. We managed to do that, and as part of that process we managed to get out and look for space, and then found the Out of the Blue drill hall, which was then an ex-army base in Leith that was being sold by the Defence Estates. We set about getting loan funding from Social Investment Scotland and Shieldus Bank in order to buy the building, and the rest is history.